what's up guys, TheInsaneGamefreak here, and I could easily come out with this gaming video and be like, let's make another Nintendo themed video, but I feel like I need to address the other companies and my opinions on them and what I'm looking forward to from them. Now I do still have a cold, so if you hear me do that kind of shit, that's why. Anyways, we're gonna start this off with Microsoft, and the title of this video is In Microsoft We Distrust, and it's gonna cover, for the most part, my general history with Microsoft, and then what I hope for the Xbox One. Even though I know I'm probably not gonna get it, but you know, it's called hopes for a reason. Blind faith, if you will. Just like Christianity. I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Anyways, let's go. Okay, so to kind of start off, I've never been interested in Microsoft consoles, like ever. Even the original Xbox, I wasn't inherently interested. And I haven't owned a Microsoft console, particularly because by the time I heard about the Xbox, the 360 was coming out, and the 360 had so much bullshit behind it within its first few years of being out, just made me not want to touch it. And then you had all this shit with the Xbox One, which is... Microsoft has a fucking... See, this is the thing about Microsoft. Microsoft kind of gained its original fan base with the original and the 360, but honestly, it has done nothing to gain new fans. Like, honestly, the only thing, which kind of goes into Microsoft's biggest issue, but before I touch that, for me personally, I was primarily a GameCube, PlayStation 2 guy, at least in that generation anyway. So when we got to the 360 came out first, and I didn't even really hear about the 360 until after the fact. And when I say after the fact, I mean after... See, YouTube started around the same year as the 360's launch. Like, it was like 2005, I believe. 2005, 2006. The Wii and the PS3 came out that following year, and my mom was kind of like, well, because the Wii was the last console my mom paid for, and I didn't, because I bought the PS3 and the Wii U, like, with my own fucking money. She was like, well, what game console do you want? And I had heard things about the 360, and I was kind of like, well, maybe I should touch it. But if anyone remembers when the 360 first launched and YouTube had an ass load of videos of people just raging and complaining about the 360, breaking down on them, that shit immediately turned me off. And the PS3 I couldn't get because it was like, what, $600 at launch? Are you fucking kidding me? So that obviously kind of went, well, I guess you're getting the fucking Wii just because it's the cheapest and there's no hardware BS behind it. On top of that, because I had never really played any Xbox games, I never really grew up with any of those franchises, so I didn't really have any particular game I was looking forward to on the Xbox platform to begin with. So the 360 comes out, we have all these hardware issues, and that immediately was like the first... I'm not touching this console for a long time. Unless there's like a redesign, a fixed redesign. Like the Slim was the first time I actually legitimately considered getting the console, because at that point the fucking thing worked. And I know a lot of, and see, that was the first thing I don't like about Microsoft, is that they introduced the concept that you could throw out a broken product and still get fucking paid for it. Because it's not like the 360 was doing badly at any point during this generation. I don't remember it doing badly in terms of sales. Which confuses me, considering your console had over half, like a 55% failure rate. It scratched disk, and you had to pay to use the online services. That's 3 motherfucking strikes. Two of which actually are big fucking deals. And this generation introduced to me gamers who care that much about a particular franchise of games that was on the 360. Because the only reason why you would buy a 360, well, in the beginning, is because the multi-plats played better on the 360, and they had their exclusive franchises. But like anything past like that middle, in the middle of the generation where the PS3 started picking up steam, you had no fucking reason to touch a 360. But for some reason people kept buying them. And what kills me is I know niggas who have owned 2 or 3 or 4 motherfucking 360s in the course of like 3 to 4 years. Do people think that shit's okay? Cause it's not. That was my immediate I'm not fucking with this shit. Because logically, I don't give a fuck how good a game is. If I have to rebuy your console 4 times just to fucking be able to play the stupid thing, and all the hassles I have to go through with with the same damn console that has the same probability issues of breaking down and fucking up, and you could always tell when a nigga had put the damn DVD or game into a 360 because it had that stupid ass white ring around the back of the disc, and I'm just like, why in the fuck would you even get this annoying as fuck console? And then I swear to God, Microsoft, I think at the beginning of this this recently last generation, had like the worst fucking fan base. Because to me, all their fan base amounted, and this is where the distrust of Microsoft comes from. The Microsoft fan base to me, and I know this is a generalization, so sue me, was full of motherfuckers who were dumb enough to rebuy the console multiple times, even though the shit was known for breaking on you over half of the time. You paid for online features, which is something you shouldn't have to do anyway, because if you're already paying for your Comcast internet or Knowledge internet, whatever the fuck internet, why are you paying Microsoft to use the internet that you pay for? That concept baffles me. Because it was the only way you could use the internet, and it was stupid. It was so stupid. I still hate that concept, which is one of the reasons why, which is another reluctant thing against the PS4. I'm like, oh great, you went the fucking Microsoft route. Yeah, I understand you're losing money, but at the same time, it's a very annoying concept for that to be a thing. But that's whatever to me. Whatever. I'm glad the Wii U isn't going down that route, because I hate that. That's such a stupid. It's like it's stupid from a consumer perspective. Maybe from a business perspective, it's smart. Consumer-wise, no, fuck no. And that's kind of the whole thing with Microsoft in general. Microsoft always came off as anti-consumer to me. They treat everything like a business, which is supposed to, but at some times I feel like they just insulted the shit out of the consumer, and the consumer just didn't give a fuck. That's why, as I said, I had a heavy hatred or just distrust in Microsoft gamers. Well, even for that, primarily Microsoft gamers. Like, if you owned a PS3 or a Wii, we were good. But usually niggas who only own the 360, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not fucking with your shit right now, because something tells me you're going to be on bull. And guess what? You're usually on motherfucking bull. Also the fact that I've never seen a goddamn console do so badly in one particular area, and then I look at the game selection, which was the main reason why I wouldn't touch a 360, and I'm like, oh yeah, because the library of games is very fucking shallow. Or it's very limited to one specific type of gamer. They don't have a wide array of games. I've never viewed Microsoft as that fucking company. Japan proves that on the motherfucking daily. Now, let's think about this. And I usually don't throw out sales, but I just want to bring this up. The 360 has been out in Japan, I believe, for 6 to 7, somewhere 6 to 8 years. I don't remember specifically. I don't know if it came out in Japan the same time it came out of America. If it did, then it's been out since 2005, which as of right now would be, what is that, 9 years? And the Wii U is about to pass its lifetime sales. A console that's been doing badly the majority of last year. How in the fuck? But then again, I can say they make the same joke about the Vita, but at least the PS3 does well in Japan, so it's not a Sony issue, it's just the Vita issue. But are you fucking kidding me? How do you do that badly in one country? And then I realized, oh right, because the fucking Microsoft has the most as I said, the one thing I hope they do this generation that I'm pretty sure they're not going to do is pander to other genres. All their games look the same. Even Sony doesn't have this fucking problem. I can sit here and play Uncharted and Last of Us and then go over there and play fucking Ratchet & Clank and Sly Cooper or Little Big Planet or some shit. But no, fucking, I go to Microsoft, what do I get? I get Forza. I get Rise, which looks like a Roman God of War. I think that's the best way to do. I'm serious. That's all fucking Rise looks like is fucking Roman God of War to me. What the fuck? And then I'm like, oh look, they have all these new IPs coming out next year. And then I look at the list of IPs, and I'm like, all these are fucking shooters. And the ones that aren't shooters are like fucking downloadable titles and shit. I'm like, god damn. It's like you come out with new IPs, but you don't do anything different with the gameplay. The coolest, I think the only two games on the Xbox One I am relatively interested about would be Dead Rising 3 and Sunset Overdrive. Those are the only two fucking games. Because everything else is either a multi-platform or the same type of game Microsoft always puts on their console. I'm like, listen, you could take a shot at doing a legit platformer. You know, a good one. It's not, you got your competitors can do it, but that's because platformers aren't as popular as they used to be, which is because of that whole kitty cartoony bullshit. You have all these rare IPs. See what I did there? You have these rare IPs that you don't use, and when you do use them, you either use them for fucking HD remakes or fucking, like, shovelware games. Like nuts and bolts and shit. Like, and I'm just sitting there going, it's like, your console isn't appealing in any of its features to me. It's like, oh look, I can do picture-in-picture. Why in the fuck would I ever need to do that? It's like I'm playing fucking Dead Rising 3. Why the hell would I want to go watch a basketball game at the same time? Is the game not entertaining enough for me to fucking want to do that? Oh look, I can move my hand and fucking change menus. You know, on the Wii U, I could just touch a fucking button on the gamepad and do the same goddamn thing. I think this is more gimmicky, which is funny, considering the Wii. It's just like it's like your features don't appeal to me at all. And you have the same type of games. If there's one thing I would love Microsoft to do, get a little reckless. Do something different. For the love of God, branch out. Stop doing the same type of gritty, realistic games. I'm pretty sure you have that market. I'll give you another fucking example. You got Kingdom Hearts 3. Who in the fuck is going to buy that on the Xbox? And see, what's going to kill me is people are going to buy that on the Xbox One. But I'm like, okay, so you didn't put that on the Nintendo platform where all the fucking side games have been the majority of anyway. But you put Kingdom Hearts 3 on the fucking Xbox platform, but you don't even release any of the HD remixes that have and are coming out for the PS3. What? How do you expect that bitch to sell? Oh, that's so stupid. And see, if it was an exclusive, that'd be different. But it's not. It's still coming out on the PS4. Why in the fuck? See, and see, once again, and I'm betting Microsoft's going to go that same bullshit it went through last generation, where it brings out a whole bunch of new IPs and then drops them in the middle of the fucking, in the middle of the life cycle for the Xbox One. And what makes it the real kicker is, if anyone noticed, like some of the highest rated games on the 360 last year, or I think within the last few years actually, were all multiplats. I think Microsoft has proven that you don't need motherfucking exclusives to sell a console. Because Microsoft has been doing that shit for years now. It's fucking ridiculous. Which, it's like, that's why when Microsoft fans come up and say, oh man, you know, we're gonna have all these new IPs, you should get an Xbox One. I'm like, yeah, all the IPs that look the fucking same, the ones that you'll see like maybe 1 or 2 games from and then you'll never see again, because Microsoft that's how they do business. And they get all this bullshit exclusive DLC and dumbass microtransactions, which granted aren't requirements, but they're just kind of annoyances that I'm just like, why is this here kind of logic. It's like, why give me an option to pay through the game? You kind of devalue your own game when you put 16,000 microtransactions which allow me to cheese through the game by buying it. It's great. It's fucking great. And I guess, if anything, for this generation, I want them to get a little reckless with what type of games you put out on the fucking console. That's what I want you to do, Microsoft. I want you not to go through the same shooter, gritty, hardcore-looking, realistic games that you always do. Throw out something new, different, take a fucking risk, and do something to justify the risk. Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3, that's a risk. No, it's not. Kingdom Hearts 3 was a fucking cash grab. I don't know what. Kingdom Hearts 3 I would say is a risk, and then I realized they're not gonna push that thing. What they're gonna fucking do is they're gonna just ignore the fucking game and then be like, and people are gonna be like, why didn't it sell well on the Xbox One? I wonder fucking why. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that no Kingdom Hearts fan is a primarily Xbox owner. Because you can't be a fan of Kingdom Hearts unless you at the very least on a Sony console. But then again, Sony seems to lose a lot of its fucking multiplats to Microsoft, but I don't think that the Kingdom Hearts, that's not gonna play out the same fucking way. Because fucking Microsoft only players don't fuck with RPGs like that. They don't fuck with, well, maybe hack and slash, but niggas aren't gonna touch it. Look, considering the Dubro gamers originate from that fucking platform, it's like, so you think the guys who talk shit about Nintendo fans playing platformers and kiddie looking games are gonna touch games where they have legitimately childish things in them, like Disney characters? Alright, that's okay, that's cool. So it's like, that's where my distrust comes from. It's like their fucking their business model, their consoles themselves, that are usually pandering the things I don't give a fuck about and trying to charge me for the things I'm never gonna use, and the fact that their games always are in the same line of shit. It's the same type of game on these fucking things. And any games that are different are either downloadable titles or fucking or multiplats. So that's my thing with Microsoft. If I have any hope for them this generation, I would like them to actually try to get a little creative and innovative with what type of games they want to make instead of going through the same repetitive bullshit, because Microsoft, I feel like, is doing the worst job of trying to market to other gamers outside of the ones that they're fucking built around. And Japan is going to skim over the Xbox One, just like they did with the 360, just like they did with the original Xbox, because the Xbox One isn't doing anything fucking different. They're not making really any effort. And the only thing they're going to do, bro, this entire generation is fucking get a few exclusive games that will make you go, that will be more of an annoyance and, I want to buy the system shit. You know how you have those games that it's kind of like, it's still not enough for you to buy the game, but it's kind of annoying that it's only on that platform. That's how fucking Microsoft's exclusives with those type of games are going to go. Because, fuck. I mean, if I'm wrong, that's cool. It just works out for me. Maybe I'll actually touch the fucking console this generation. Do something with it. Probably still won't be playing online with a piece of shit, though. I already know that for a fact. Probably not going to do that with the PS4 either. Because I'm not paying for online. I feel like that's such a stupid practice. Whatevers. Anyways, TheInsaneGamefreak. Loves the gameplay to win. Leave your thoughts and comments on Microsoft and the Xbox One in the comment section below. Talk about your history, and if you own the console, give me some pros and some things you really enjoy about the console. But it better don't you fucking say it's a diverse selection of games that are exclusive, mind you. Don't say that shit. But yeah, I'm gonna get some hate. Oh well. That was a game. Play to win, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Because I feel like a lot of you don't even know which characters I like the best, and it's probably because I haven't really made it inherently clear to you.